I always dress for the occasion.
I'm Eric Roberts, and this is a legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Christian. You're muted, Christian.
You pressed the wrong button.
Yeah.
You're still muted.
And you're muted, sweetheart.
But that's
Oh, we're professional. Oh, we are such a professional outfit here.
That's
Lord.
not our theme song. That's not our theme. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's do this proper. Let's do this proper. Tony, take us in. Oh, that was a heck of a lot better. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all you Whovians out there. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil, and I'm going to be introducing our panel and our special guests today out there. But want to thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe out there. That's how you help us with the algorithms. Zombie, everybody, make sure you're also chatting with us because that's how we get those algorithms going. Zombie Box Reviews, I'm legit excited. I hope Eric has dressed for the occasion. I think he has. Just in case, but just in case, for old time's sake.
I always dress for the occasion.
Exactly. Thank you, folks, for joining us out here. So welcome again to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Let me go ahead and bring in our team for today who are going to be helping us. What are you laughing at? What did I do? What did I do now? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start off with the rathole.ca, the man, the plan, everything. Why is that not coming up? Hold on.
Do you have the cover up?
Yeah, I know.
There.
I know.
We'll turn that off. You turned off the background, not the cover photo.
There's so much stuff out here.
Eric, I promise we're not that. There we go. I promise we're better than. Hello, everybody. Yep. Thrilled to be here.
What a start. Chapman from the rathole.ca, everybody. That means Canada. If you want down there for your board games, as you can see in the back of Dave, he's got all these board games, and he will be with us at MegaCon next week, next Thursday through Sunday. So if you want to check out Dave live, he's going to be with us, joining us out there from MegaCon. So, Dave, thanks for joining us today out there, brother.
Always. I wouldn't miss this one for the world.
Got it. Speaking of not missing for the world, because I'm going to bring him on. He looks like he's not ready, so I want to do this. The man himself, Dr. Freedom. How you doing, Brian?
It's been a rotten day.
Oh no! Don't say that.
I lost my earbuds, man. I'm like
no.
mental because of it, they look like this. This is my wife's. $80 for these little things, man. I lost mine.
Dude, $80?
But I'm in a good mood now. So
okay, all right. Want to join everybody in the chats, including Rothard Ethy, and I want to thank Roger for doing that review on us. Really good. If you go into our playlist, you can check Roger's review of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Speaking of reviews, here's the man who loves to review ghosts.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll take that.
Mark Quincy of Erie, Florida. How you doing there, Mark?
Fantastic. It's been been a crazy little while here. So our show Erie Travels is now has been nationally syndicated. So it's like, what?
Congratulations,
we started in January and now it's like we're going to be syndicated. What? So at ErieTravels.com, you can find out all the information as soon as it can go official, but the announcement is there. So there you go, gang. And I'm just pleased as punch to be here tonight because one of my favorite actors is here. So,
okay.
And you, Christian.
Oh, well, thanks a lot there. And of course, we always save the best for last. The lovely Melanie Dean. You can check her out on her Instagram at Pieces of Melee. There we are. And you can check her out. She's got a booth over at MegaCon at A365. You got 365. So you can't forget that.
A365, it's easy to remember, especially for my memory, which is that of a turnip. Hope to see everybody there. Can't wait for MegaCon as we make this final push. But that's enough of that. Let's get to this amazing interview.
You got it. Let's go ahead and get things started. Everybody, we want to show you the main attractor of the reason why you're here. No, it's not me.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome this lovely couple. Hopefully, you've seen the Doctor Who TV movie that premiered and starred Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. It also premiered these two lovely. One of them didn't quite make it, and I apologize. But the other one does, and he continues to be very masterful in the Big Finish series. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome the Roberts, Eric, and Eliza. How you doing there, Eric? Thank you so much for joining us today there.
And Eliza, as you can see, is on the diet. She's hard to see. No, she had to take a phone call. She'll be right with us.
No,
hi guys.
Because you've got the best couple, the couple thing, because you're not only married together. And what is it now? It's like you guys have been married almost 40 years, right?
Not almost 40. We've actually been. In fact, this August will be 31.
Oh my goodness. Okay, 31. Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's my birthday, so that's actually cool out there. Don't forget, everybody in the chats, if you have any questions for Eric or Eliza or about the TV movie or anything about Eric's career, you're more than welcome to jump out here on the chats out there. Want to welcome Andrew Morris, welcome Eliza and Eric. Thank you all for joining us out there. Now, 31 years, that's incredible. I think that's like 7 lifetimes in most Hollywood marriages. So congratulations to you.
I don't want to sound cocky, but I feel secure in my relationship.
There you go. That's not cocky. That's good. That's a good thing to have out here. So let's go ahead and bring
Here's the first question, then.
How many times have you?
That was going to be my first question.
That was the first question from our audience, from Andrew Morris.
How many times have you killed each other on screen?
Oh, a couple of 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times. In fact, Eliza. They're asking a very valid question that you and I have talked about. They're asking how many times have we killed each other on screen.
Okay, I'm coming.
Here she is.
Nope, I get it.
It's manager work. We understand.
It's manager work. That means
Right.
Eliza works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is working right now.
Yeah, still.
Which is fine. At least somebody in this show is being professional.
Hey, yeah, someone's working.
I love that the traveling TARDIS is right under you, Mark.
Yeah, that's
They're
great.
fighting
I'm
over
like,
there.
I want to mess with it here.
Okay,
Just like,
hi you guys. You want to know how many times we've killed each other? Well, he's probably
Yes.
got right now because of this insanity. I don't have an exact count. You have to kind of leave that to fans. Like they've put all of his music videos up, all of this and that. But I would say probably half a dozen each.
nice.
Half a dozen each.
Very, very well done.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
The couple that works together kill each. I guess they kill each
Well,
other.
it's the couple that slays together stays together.
Exactly. There you go. Thank you,
My
Brian.
favorite time I ever killed her, I didn't kill her, but you thought I did in Nature of the Beast. No.
Oh,
yeah, Nature of the Beast.
Nature of the
Yeah.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen killed me.
Yeah, Lance
but-
killed her, but everybody thought it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was Lance.
I love the fact that we just started our show and everybody wants to know how you kill each other. Llewellyn says favorite kill. I'm like, what is this?
Well, there we
We're
go.
interviewing a master. Come on, you know.
Llewellyn, it says favorite kill. Okay. What's your favorite on-screen kill of each?
Oh my God. This is really boring.
I am sorry. I didn't know.
I know, usually. But we also have one that's congratulating you on 31 years of marriage. So our audience base is,
It's a balance.
At least you're asking about on-screen kills instead of just kills.
Oh, absolutely.
What's your favorite? Eric? You mean all the death scenes he's ever done, or all the murder scenes?
Well, I have a funny story for you. I had a fan who sent me all the people I've killed, a montage of them. And I had another fan who didn't know that fan send me a montage of all the times I've died. I've died hundreds, I've killed thousands.
Man.
Crying. There's also a crying Eric Roberts one.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that. That's bad for me.
Well, the master would never.
Dan Holyfield of The Last Man Standing. Check him out on his YouTube channel. I'm promised we're not always this morbid.
No,
Sure,
just everyone's excited.
Sure,
Yeah.
This is what we're excited there. I was going to go worse and say who's got the larger death counts out there.
Death count or kill count.
But we will go on.
My question right off the bat then would be, we go back, my early days in video stores would be renting Star 80 and wishing that you should have gotten the best best actor for that, or best supporting actor for that, but definitely best actor. You were the lead in that. And, and of course, Roger Ebert called it Star 80 syndrome, because he's like, nobody who plays a creep that well will ever win an award for that. And I think it took all the way till Silence of the Lambs before we actually got a bad guy to win an award like that. But going back to that, that's got to be probably one of the biggest on-screen kills right off the bat.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to add to that, Eric. I think you said you couldn't even go dating for 3 years after that movie came out. Is that correct? You couldn't even date anybody.
Well, what still happens on occasion, but it happened a lot then, is I walked down 7th Avenue in New York, and I would see a woman 2 blocks away recognize me and cross the street.
Oh my God!
No!
Oh my God!
Street.
That's amazing.
Those are my fans. Then.
Oh yeah.
Running from me.
Well, there are worse things to be, cast as, so, playing the heavies always worked for me. So it's good.
I kind of confess that I grew up watching when I was a kid. And yes, I'm not using that term loosely because I don't think my parents knew about cable TV and how it worked. But the 2 movies I was enduring when I was a kid was Star 80 and A Clockwork Orange. So how I came out right.
Good.
That explains a lot suddenly.
Oh, shut it. Shut it down right now.
That's why. Okay.
Now, Eric, I think if I'm not mistaken, you had a different type. The acting bug didn't kind of come in. It came in a different approach that I don't normally see from other people. It came in because you had a stuttering problem. Is that correct? And that's how you got over your stuttering.
Yeah. I found out when I memorized stuff, I could talk. But if I didn't know what I was going to say, I had trouble talking. And but if I memorized it, I could talk like crazy. So it became an acting exercise, a speech exercise at first to act. And then it became fun. And then I got what I thought was good at it. And then I decided, hey, they pay people for this? Okay.
And Eliza, how did you become an actress? When did the acting bug hit you, and when did everything move up there?
Well, it sort of is hereditary. because my family was in the industry, and so it was all I ever knew. And I pretended for a long time that I was going to not do it. My mom later said, we all have that fantasy. I was going to be a doctor. I was going to be all kinds of things. I wouldn't admit that I was an actress, but the bug came really, really young. It was like on TV on Wonderama or something like that with Fox. And just the feeling of just the energy, the people, and we were surrounded by artists all the time anyway. So it's never not been there. I'd have to say. When you say that's true?
Yeah.
Not that you were there, but
well, you should tell the peeps who you're talking, like who your friend's parent or who everybody was in your life.
Okay, so my biological dad is David Ray Field.
Okay.
So we all have I
was paid writer in Hollywood for like 30 years.
That. Really, where's the money?
Well,
ridiculous. Anyway, that part's not. But he did write 3 Days of the Condor. Eric.
Out of Africa, all the Barbra Streisand hits, all the Robert Redford hits, he wrote them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And my mom was Lila Garrett, so she was at sitcoms.
Highest paid writer in Hollywood.
Oh my God!
Yep.
No. My mom was Lila Garrett. She was a writer. She was an actress, writer, director, producer, mostly situation comedies. So that was very interesting because there were a few funny moments, but he did not write comedies. And his was features when there used to be features, and hers was sitcoms. So that was them, and then there were all the various people they married and had dalliances with, because they got divorced very early. So everyone was all my fathers, all my stepmothers, until the flight attendant, and and my adopted dad was a publicist. He had the Jackson 5. He had all kinds of amazing stuff. Yeah. So there you go. So that is really all I knew.
So when you get recognized on the street, Eliza, do people ask you how's Fawn Leibowitz doing?
Yes, they do. Well, actually, they know that Fawn died in a kiln explosion, but other than that, they will ask me, "Do you mind if we dance with your dates?"
Dates. Oh yes. Yep.
Yep. The recognition, but a lot of stuff we're recognized for now is Doctor Who, and also a bunch of reality shows and a bunch of hot podcasts and interviews. Yeah. So people just know us as us a lot these days.
No, that's also. Oh, sorry.
So when you guys are going to a convention, doing the convention scene, because I know both of you. I mean, you were both just at Pensacon, and when you're doing it, you're going to be there for a few days. Do you try to bring in sightseeing or anything, or are you two more of that homebody kind of? I'm just going to go back to the hotel and try to catch some Z's, or what do you like to do when you're out and about?
I think we have two different answers. Go, Eric.
Okay. I find hotel rooms very romantic.
Oh.
We would love to see. Same thing on being location. We would love to see more of where we are. The schedule usually doesn't allow. When it does, we take advantage of it. But when it comes to the conventions, we've definitely done some exploring. When it comes to the conventions, you sort of have to, the first day, you got to kind of get as far away as you can from the convention center or the hotel, because otherwise, what's the point? Like, why should people stand in line?
Oh, true.
They can just run up and hug you in the lobby, right? So it becomes a convention within a convention.
That's a great way to say it.
Well, that kind of happens, right? But what's also cool, what's really fun is certainly by day 2, but really by half or 3/4 of the way through day 1, you kind of are all friends. Yeah. And then you can go to the restaurants or the Starbucks that's in there, or the restroom or whatever, and you're just with the fans, and there's a camaraderie. And you can admire their costumes. I mean, it's incredible. Or you can have them educate you about Doctor Who and decipher the entire show for you, which we've done. I mean, these are aficionados. I mean, they're not kidding around.
Oh no, and then they're definitely not kidding around. So anyway, well, folks, we are at the commercial break. When we return, we're going to continue our discussion with Eliza and Eric Roberts. Stay tuned, and please continue to stay logged on, tuned in, and become part of the legend. We will be right back. When I find that commercial break button, I'll be more than happy to push it.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who.
Something's gone haywire.
The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Flaw, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name's Christian Basil. We are here with our lovely special guests, Eliza and Eric Roberts. Let me take the banner down so that we can see what's going on over here. Yeah, there's so much stuff we definitely need to clean house. There we go. There we are, and we are getting
Lots
to
of
your
chats
chats and
coming.
your questions. We got lots of chats and questions coming in. Andrew Morris, were you fans of Doctor Who before you did the movie? And if you don't mind, Andrew, I'm going to tag on your question. Not only were you fans of Doctor Who before the movie, but how is your fandom today?
That's for you.
Or do you?
Okay.
I got hip to Doctor Who in 19.
Yeah.
No, it's for both of you. Yeah.
Someone else who's not us. Yeah. Go ahead.
I got hip to Doctor Who in 1973 when I was in London, and didn't love it because I thought it was too hokey. And in fact, when they offered it to me the first time, I turned it down. They said, "Why'd you turn it down?" I said, "Because it's too hokey." And they said, "What would you do to play it?" And I said, "I have to play it real. It'd be fun to play, the Master of Real, all like gross and nasty." And they said, "Okay, you can play it real." And so that's why I played it.
Gotcha there.
Okay, you want me to answer that question too?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. I had heard the expression Doctor Who, and I because it said Who, and I was used to Yoo-hoo, I kind of thought it was something between a doctor, whatever they're called, seltzer, and a Yoo-hoo drink. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about it at all. So I didn't even have a chance to think it was hokey or anything.
I apologize for my wife.
Eric's just saying that there was.
And now I can't unhear. Now I need a drink. Okay.
Yeah. Then we went to do it, and we just sort of had to take it a step at a time. Like I still didn't understand it, but I knew that I was married to an ambulance driver named Bruce, and that was nice. And we had this cozy scene, and then the next thing you know, they put contacts in his eyes, and they were really uncomfortable, and then he was looking at me weird, and I went to ask him something, and he killed me. That's it. I mean, I really took it one little item at a time. Mm-hmm. And I still really, there are many 4-year-olds who understand this show better than I do. I think it's fantastic, but I do not understand it. Mm-hmm. There's your answer.
And that's fair.
That's fair. That's honestly fair. The first time I tried watching it, I was like, this isn't for me. And then someone else was like, no, try a different episode where it's less sci-fi and less campy and more real. And then I'm like, okay, I like this. Let's
and I
start
guess
from the
it's where
beginning.
the starting point is, because if you ask somebody today to go watch a 1963 episode, they're going like, no. It might be a rare occurrence that they might pick it up over here, but today they have no problem when you have a show that's running almost a little bit just longer than your career there, Eric. I mean, you've got like 40 years on career, right? So yeah, something like that. That's cool. Maddie Rodriguez says to Eric Roberts, do you ever watch your own films?
I stopped watching myself about 15 years ago. I had seen everything I think I can possibly do twice and got tired of it.
You should trade so that black dot is on your black shirt.
What?
See the black dot that's on the lens? It should be on your black shirt. We should trade.
See, that's a manager. That's a manager right there. I love that. Yeah.
Eliza, just hold still. We'll just consider it a mole on your nose. I'm just kidding.
He really doesn't watch himself. He makes me watch everything, which I love to do, except if it's at all violent, which almost all of it is.
Yeah.
So, but the frustrating
Expendables had no violence in it. What are you talking
about? No. That we were at the premiere too, and I had to subtly close my eyes and not have anybody see that I was not actually watching.
Oh.
Yeah. It's hard when I think he's great in something and I know he'd like it if only he'd watch it, and I can't get him to. So I have to trick him by just having it on and then calling him in the room with like a cupcake. Food, sweets.
That fooled me too.
Come on.
Okay, so how many times has Eric, how many times have you been fooled by that trick? Twice?
That he'll admit to.
So worthy there.
Man. That's fantastic.
No, I was just picturing what the conversation was
Oh my
like.
God, I thought I heard myself speaking. And I'll think, do you actually realize you're not on television at all times? I mean, like, you're surprised that the TV's on and that it's you? Because you do. You act like you've never, like you're not an actor.
No, it's so shocking when I walk in the room and, oh, look at me, I'm on TV. It's so, so cool. Yeah. I don't know if I'm an actor. It's like, oh my God, look.
That's something you end up, and that's the kind of joy you never want to lose, right? It's
yeah.
Like, oh.
It's true.
I love that.
It's all right. You do. You want to retain that. 45 years later, here we still have that. It's pretty good.
I just remember there was an actor, Chaz Palminteri. He was sitting in a theater one day, and there were 3 trailers back to back of movies he was in. He put out like 3 movies, and then somebody in the front row of him was going like, "Who's this Chaz Palminteri guy?" And he comes up from the seat behind him, taps, and goes, "Do you have a problem with that?"
Oh my God!
So I think that's how the story went. But I was just like, "Well, Eric, you're going to, yeah. If I turn on 3 TVs right now, one of them is going to hit you. One of them is going to be with you somewhere along the way." So that's cool. Mrs. Krista, I know this is a generic question, but always fun to ask. Have you ever been? What has been your most interesting fan encounter? Interesting as in crazy, memorable, or even weird in some way?
I have a favorite fan encounter. It happened in Germany, and I'm at a gate in the middle of the night. I'm by myself. I'm the only one at the gate. At the next gate, there's also one person. It's an old woman. I say old because she's a generation older than I am. And she keeps looking at me. And she finally decides she's going to talk to me. And she gets up, she's coming over, and she gets about 6 feet from me, and she says, "I have to tell you something." I said, "Yes." And she goes, "Anybody ever tell you you look exactly like Eric Roberts?" And I very proudly, I say, "I am Eric Roberts." And she says to me, "No, you're not." That was my favorite time I've ever been recognized because I was not cool enough to be me. I love it.
I need to have that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh,
no, you're not.
That is.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. There's
like almost have that moment. Come back here, ma'am.
They clone Eric Roberts into other movies out there. Do we have more chats, Melanie?
We have plenty.
Oh, we got plenty. Maddie comes back to Eric Roberts. Would you ever want to act alongside your daughter in film? Yeah, you got some bloodline going over here in this movie.
I would love to, but see what happens is this: both my daughter and my sister, became such bigger stars than me that they became the boss. So like they're in charge of that. So whenever they want to act with me, I'm available. Okay.
Nice.
I'm surprised I haven't asked you. So Emma, if you're out there, your dad wants to be in one of your movies.
Love to be in the movie with you, Emma. Love to be in the movie with you, Joel. Just to call the agent, work it out. I'm cheap. Come on.
No family discounts.
No family discounts. Andrew comes back. You have worked opposite Sylvester and Paul. Any other cast members from Doctor Who have you got to know at conventions? Well, when you were at Pensacon, you got to know a ton of them. You were sitting around them.
I know them all from actually making the movie, and we all kept track of each other, and we all like each other, and we all see each other at every convention, and we're all pals. We all enjoy each other's company, and I'm the only one of us who is not really funny, and it's
what?
I beg to differ.
Beg to differ here, yeah.
When we were at Pensacon, you were on stage with Daphne and Paul, and I remember you were just sitting there going like, "Yeah, this is what I got to work with. This is what I had to work with every single time." And I think Daphne was impressed because I said, "Listen, Disney is now bought by Sony, and now Disney Plus will distribute Doctor Who." And I said, "Guess what? Dr. Grace Holloway is now a Disney princess," and she lit up right on that stage between the two of you. I'm just like, "Oh, she's gone. She's not coming back." We've lost Daphne, so I'm glad to see that.
Also, when Eric did Heroes, there was another master who was on Heroes at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Who was it? You guys might know. I love that actor. He's great, and he's a great person. But it was a big deal to fans, I know, having two Doctor Whovians on the series, especially a series like that at the same time.
I know. There was a doctor, Christopher Eccleston, was in there for.
Yes, that's right. No, it was the doctor. You're right. It wasn't the master.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a doctor and a master show up on different times.
Two different doctor. That was so cool.
Absolutely wibbly wobbly. Go ahead, Melanie. I'm sorry.
This is from,
I would like to thank Eric. I met him at Gallifrey last year, Gallifrey 1. My youngest son had just started up his charity, Unite for Lily. Oh, that's right. Ladies, if you can put the link in the description, if you're still doing that, please put it in there. Eric autographed some photos and books, and I used in a Doctor Who auction. You are awesome, Eric.
Great.
Thank you.
Here's a follow-up.
The auction was this past December, and he was one of the popular sets of auction items. We raised over 3,000. Awesome. Congratulations, my friend.
Very cool.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So, Eric.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, the link so other people can donate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep,
yes, put the links up
right.
in there. Gotcha.
Because you were talking about some of your old castmates. I was flipping.
Oh,
through
yeah.
ET's book.
Love him. Yes.
So and there seems to be only one picture in here that he took of you guys.
Crazy. Yeah. But that was a great moment. Look at that. It's so unmasterly.
Yeah. And have you seen his book?
Love that kid.
Have you seen his little photo book?
Yeah.
No.
This is all photos that he took during production. You know, back when you could do that sort of thing still.
Right. Wow.
He's got a 35 He's got a video version of it now as well. I don't know if it's public or not, but he was working on a video version. It's Time and Spaces, a photojournal of Doctor Who filming.
All right.
We have another comment from Mrs. Krista. She just said that she absolutely loved that Doctor Who panel at Pensacon and that she was in the front row for that.
Yay.
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 So thank you, Miss Krista. Andrew, would you be up for a return to Doctor Who in a future episode or TV, given you have revisited your master on Big Finish? Well, I found out in an inadvertent way you are back in Big Finish, which is good, and we would love to help promote that out there. Especially you actually joined forces with another sci-fi alumni, Chase Masterson.
Chase.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's really cool.
That was an amazing series.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're going to be listening to this later on in hopefully not too soon. We want to check it out there, but we're going to be reviewing these episodes. your thoughts about it, because I know for a while I think you weren't up for the Big Finish thing, and I think then you changed your mind or something. I think that's what Paul told me, but I could be wrong about that.
I was always up for it. No, I didn't even play hard to get. I said, okay, whatever you want. No, I just love the whole thing, and I love my master being nasty and cool, and I love playing it.
Yeah, we love Jason, who produces these, and it's like a really fun thing we do once every couple of months. You know, they all fly in from England, and we just, drive through LA, and there's a wonderful dog at the studio, and it's like a real tradition. And it's just really fun to kind of recapture. Plus, besides recapturing, Jason lets Eric just kind of go off and kind of create differences in the master too, because it's just a deep dive, But we really love doing Big Finish, and hearing how popular it is. It's incredibly encouraging. It's really cool, right?
Oh, it's. I love the theme that they gave you.
Yes.
It's got this interesting kind of almost an Egyptian mummy feel to it.
Yeah.
Which your master has as well. It's the same kind of a pure force of will.
Yeah.
More than anything. It's more than will. There's the charm, there's the evil, but it's just force of will, just like the mummy.
Yep.
And back from the dead, just like the mummy.
And
so I think that's one of the best ways. Oops, sorry,
since there was a span of some years between your portrayal of the master for the movie, and then now going back into Big Finish, do you feel like you had to go back and watch yourself and how you portrayed it, or did you remember most of it? You're like, you know what, I'm gonna look at this with a fresh pair of eyes and really just have fun with this. How did you approach it?
Well, it's interesting to ask me that, because the first thing I said to her is, I don't remember how I played this. And I went back and watched it, and watched it and went, wow, that's so much fun. I'm doing that again. And unless they don't want it. And she said, no, they want to do what you want to do. And so, yeah. And, but that's what happened. I said to my wife, I don't remember how I played this. You got to watch it. And I like how I played it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
and just
wanted to.
I was about to say, just to let you know, for our folks on the YouTube channel, and I'll be adding them, and I'll be adding the links to going to Big Finish and download. You can either download it on an app, on the Big Finish app on your cell phones, or you can get the CDs, and you can get Eric to sign it as well. That would be awesome out there. But I'll be putting the links into the Masters Big Finish into the description for the YouTube channel later. So check it out there by all means. Go ahead, Melanie. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just making the comment that you, for the movie, you wanted to play it real, and that you went back to it and you did the same thing. But I think you amplified certain aspects that, as a watcher, if anything that you were holding back, you made more nuanced, and then otherwise you amplified otherwise. It felt to me like it was a seamless performance going, yes, this is more master. This is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what happened.
Well played, Melanie. Well played.
What she said.
Actually, it's very interesting because you're right. There are differences, because he did refresh, to be like, oh my gosh, this character. But because it's so much, remember, the master was really cool, but part of what was cool about him was he didn't actually say that much. It was powerful and very stylized, the things that he did say. But right over here, honey. Whereas in Big Finish, sometimes he like blabs a lot. So and since Jason's so open to him creating something kind of based on that but fresh, it's a kind of a good combination. It's just kind of what comes naturally, and also a lot comes with the clothes. I mean, that's just true if you're wearing extreme wardrobe, that put on the costume and then this character emerges. And here, when we're at doing Big Finish, he could be wearing his pajamas. I mean, Levi 501s. I mean, it's just not. It's so different. So
were you wearing your pajamas on Zoom for the first one? Because the first one was all done on Zoom, right?
I want Eric Roberts as the master, taking over the world in his pajamas.
I'm sure Alex Kensington probably didn't complain in Dire River song, so it's all good.
Especially because Eric has Sesame Street pajamas in honor of our granddaughters. So,
yeah.
So that really wouldn't fit the master.
I'm just we're going to go commercial break, but let's just wrap up this segment. Zombie box reviews. I would love to see Eric's master return to the small screen, perhaps in the 8th Doctor spin-off series. That would be great if they actually did that. Eric, I'm sure you'll say yes, but if they do if they brought your master back, would you do it? I'm sure.
Oh well, what I want is there's a female master after me, and I want us to be masters together. I want a female partner who's a badass like me.
Yeah, but he'd say yes, of course, to anything. Have you guys seen the movie Doctor Who Am I, or Who Are You? Or
Yes. We've actually interviewed Matthew Jacobs and Vanessa. They were on here together, and we did talk about the movie down here. Yes.
They are so much fun at the conventions. If they're there, you guys, everybody has to hang out with them. They are both so much fun. And I think they made a great documentary, a great film.
Yeah.
That's where we learned most of that's where we got educated, really. It was them. But yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I know that Matthew had a hard time coming back to the conventions. It was Vanessa that had to bring him back to going to the conventions and just saying, hey, they're not bad people. Whovians are awesome. Eric, how did people react to you, like after the day that you premiered? How did the Whovians react to you and your portrayal of the master?
Everybody was so nice to me always.
Cool.
It was also like I played on the master, but I was also Eric Roberts who did other things, and they were nice about that. They were just nice to me, and everybody's always very nice to me, and it's always shocking to me how nice they are.
Because there is a certain, there is the feeling of the authentic Doctor Who and the pure Doctor Who, and so we respect that a lot, because for some Whovians, they take that really seriously, and I totally get that. I can think of a million parallels that we all might have. It's not as bad as like a cover band doing the Beatles compared to the Beatles, but something in that region. So we really respect that, but for the most part, besides the fans being very nice and us being interested in hearing what their problems are with it, with the TV show, I think that the thing to watch that goes on there, we sit there and we talk with the audiences and the panels. There's so many people who've met there and found their life partners. And that's just, a lot of times there are people who really mainstreaming in the world were not having an easy time. They were being bullied, or they were lonely, and it's just so heartbreaking. And then they find this community and it changes their life, and we love it, that more than anything. And the other thing is there's like absolutely zero child abuse. The vibes between, a lot of times adults go to something, they drag their kids. The kids, of course, don't want to be there. And then the adults get impatient for no reason.
No,
instead, right? You have parents bonding with their young children, wearing the scarves and the colors and everything. And there's so much love in those rooms. So that to us is, that's the best part of being there.
Nice. Let me take that over to the break. We just got to make a quick break. When we return, we're going to continue our talk with Eric and Eliza Roberts, and we're hoping that before the end of this episode, one will stay together. So anyway, we'll be right back. Stand by, and we'll be right back.
We are touring acoustic duo Crashing Kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night, and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live, and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room. We played from the bathroom. Thankfully, that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night, we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. My name is Jamie Engel, critically acclaimed author of The Toilet Papers, Places to Go While You Go, a short story collection suited to match your bathroom needs. Only have to go a little? No problem. I've got stories under 1,000 words for you. Far from poopin'? I've got you covered, with stories over 5,000 words to keep you occupied, while your latrine stays occupied. And that's not all. The Toilet Papers is endorsed by the fine folks from Squatty Potty, the stool for better stools. But don't take my word for it. See what Dookie the Squatty Potty unicorn has to say on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. Well, I've got to go, but you can grab your copy of The Toilet Papers on Amazon in ebook or print, or get an autographed copy from me at therightangle.com. And don't worry, I promise I'll wash my hands first. The Toilet Papers. You might just stay in the bathroom longer than you need to.
Oh, no. Oh, wait. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Really? It's weird how such a small dog was able to climb up there that quickly.
Oh my God.
And open the door.
And open the door.
This doesn't count. This doesn't count.
This doesn't count. No.
Oh God! All right, welcome back to. Oh,
you brought her up there yourself, sir. Remember, we're professional
business. Going to do that.
Yeah, you're going to need a dog kiss alert.
Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, where we are interviewing Eric Roberts and his amazing wife, Eliza Roberts, as we go over his career as what we Whovians know as the Master. But his career spans so much more, and it's so really cool to know all the fun facts between him doing his work, doing conventions, all this stuff, and finding out, what Eliza's CV is and the amazing background she came from. So she has it like genetically within her to be, getting that acting bug. Dave, did you have a question since Christian here is covered in dog slobber?
Well, before you ask the question, I just wanted to say, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Eric, you actually are an advocate for animal rights. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, animals and children have to be supported by a big people, and so I'm a grown up, so I support all the rights of children, all the rights for animals. Sure.
Gotcha. Well, I just wanted to introduce you to Summer, and she's very lickable. Okay. All right, I'm going to put you down.
Lickable. Or lickable. You're the lickable one.
Go ahead.
So anyways,
your question, please.
Go ahead.
Before our first commercial break, we were talking a little bit about your travels and getting to go out and stuff. I know you were up in my neck of the woods here not that long ago, filming in Edmonton. And for people who have not seen Edmonton, yes, you have. So this is, and I promise it does not always look quite like this. But that, yes, The Last of Us was filmed up here in Edmonton and Calgary and Alberta. But you were up here doing some other stuff. How did you like Alberta? How did the Edmonton winters treat you guys?
Well, I love your country, and your peeps are the nicest peeps on the planet. The only peeps we have like your peeps are from Michigan, and for some reason, Michiganders are like Canadians. They're the nicest people you'll ever meet. And I love your peeps. I love your place. I love everything about Canada, except 3 months of the year, the weather.
3 months. Oh, you spent too much time in Vancouver if you think 3 months.
Yeah, that's like, you mean like 9 months of the year.
All but 3 months.
Be kind. Be kind.
Oh, I grew up in the blizzard of 77. I know. I remember it well. So.
No, it's great. I've heard, anytime you've been up here, we've heard nothing but great things. And of course, the Doctor Who movie was over in Vancouver, so you've been up a few times. And it's we'd love to have you up more.
Movies in your country.
Andrew Morris asks, Eric, do you still know Taekwondo? I'm going to also piggyback on Andrew's note because I also saw a movie I actually really, really enjoyed. I don't hear much about. It is By the Sword. So do you also know fencing still?
Yes, I can fence. And I used to be in the dojo all the time up until I got my second titanium hip, which I got my first one 8 years ago and my second one 2.5 years ago. I have not been in a dojo since.
Ooh.
Oh. That's when you
Which
just pull out the hip and start hitting.
Did you prefer?
What?
Which fencing style did you prefer? Did you use any specific technique?
I like saber, but I'm actually better at epee.
Sounds very familiar. I was the same. So saber's more fun, but epee I'm better at. So yeah.
Yeah.
Willie says, by the way, Eric, I love your son Keaton's CD, which you sent me some time back. I've played it in my classroom several times because some of my students really like many of the songs.
Aw.
I love hearing that. Thank you very much. That would be referring to Keaton, Keaton, Simons, Simons, my favorite singer-songwriter. Not because he's my wife's kid, but because he's this magnificent singer-songwriter to the point where he just opened for Eric Clapton on tour, and then he's with Brett Young, and he's just phenomenal. And yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the kind
that
words.
song you guys were hearing at the beginning when we first tuned in, Keaton had just because he was asked to do a cover for a huge TV show. And usually all of this stuff is original, but this was a special request, and he just finished it and sent it to the music supervisor and us. So that was Keaton. That's so great to hear.
Everybody's watching at home that didn't get to hear that because we weren't live yet. That you missed out, and hopefully you'll get to hear it soon.
It was a banger. It was good.
It was great.
Thank you, guys.
Does your with your own convention and movie, work schedule, are you able to see one another or bump into one another if with Keaton, with his travels or Emma's travel, with everyone's schedules being so kinetic? Does it happen?
All the time. In fact, I've landed at Keaton concerts probably over the past 5 years, half a dozen times, and I'm on the road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would almost have thought that it would have been a impossibility going, okay, we're in different sides of the country, or Lord knows you guys are probably in different countries completely.
They have a manager there that is really good at that, Melanie.
I don't know these things. Yeah. I just live in a room since COVID and I don't go out. I don't understand the outside anymore.
I understand having a spouse as a manager. I have the same thing. So it's
works.
Now, speaking of having a spouse as a manager, I guess the question that before you kill each other at the end of this, bless you, before the end of this episode is, how did you two get together?
Well, while he's sneezing, I'll just answer that question.
Sure.
I was. Are you getting a tissue?
What?
Okay, there's some right over there on your ottoman. Okay, he's getting a tissue.
Good, Eric's butt.
So I was. I'm from New York, but I had moved to California, and I was in Florida and in New York doing a movie with John Travolta and Benjamin Bratt. And then I was flying back to California. Those were the days on MGM Grand Airlines. Okay, those were the days when you could just change your ticket. You could hand your ticket to somebody. There was no ID checking, nothing. And so I changed my flight, and then we were wrapped, and I just changed it back and ran to the airport, very last minute, just jeans, no makeup, whatever, and happened to be seated next to Eric, who I knew who he was, of course, because his Oscar nomination was the same year that my dad won for Out of Africa. And I knew who he was, but I realized I had not really seen his movies because they were not romantic comedies. They were about the opposite of romantic comedies. But I knew. And he was there with a cat on his lap, and because that airline allowed you to bring your animals inside the cabin, which all airlines do now. But
I had a cat named Tender.
Aww.
Baby magnet.
Right. And he had a big bottle of water, and I, loved him with the cat. I thought that was really cute. We both had scripts with us. I had Intersection with my father, which my father had written, and Eric had. I guess he was coming out to California to do Best of the Best.
Something.
And we both kind of hid our scripts because we didn't want to talk shop. And then we just ended up talking everything, and that was it. Except it took a while. And there's another part of this. They'll love that.
But the good part of this is
You
this.
can tell about Jeffrey.
I get her phone number. I get to where I'm going that night. I work. I get through the work. I'm going to call this girl I'm in on the plane. I call her, and a man with a very deep voice answers the phone. Hello. Oh, no. Can I speak to Eliza? Who's calling? It's Eric. I'll be back in a minute. He's gone for like 3 or 4 minutes, a long time. She comes back to the phone. We have a relationship, blah, blah, blah. What happened was he goes to her, and he goes, telephone. She goes, who is it? Eric. I don't know an Eric. It sounds like Eric Roberts. Oh, I met him on the plane. So she takes the call. You recognize my voice. Now, that was Jeffrey Dean Franco from Walking Dead. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh, my God.
Morgan from Walking Dead. He was her babysitter. But if he had recognized my voice, I would not have called back. I would have thought I got blown off. I would have moved on. But he recognized my voice. She took the call. We have a thing now 31 years later. Here we are.
Oh,
nice.
Because he recognized my voice. Who knew?
Nice out there.
You had a fan.
Yeah.
Well, he was actually scared. Jeff was just scared. He's like, I'm not telling it. Look, he knows you're here. He can hear me talking to you. I am not telling him that you're not here. It's Eric Roberts. You're taking
You can't blow him off. He already knows.
Yeah. No.
Eric, he's why I have my wife. I think that often. Yeah.
Wow.
Eric, if you had to pick a body of work of everything of the 700 things you have done in your life, and you had to pull one out and say, this is the thing that I'm most proud of, which of those items would you pick?
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go 1%. Let's go 7 films.
Okay.
Let's go King of the Gypsies, Star 80, Runaway Train, It's My Party, Love is a Gun, Purgatory, and you pick one.
What about
Final analysis? Okay.
Final analysis.
Yeah.
That's 1%.
I'll go for Doctor Who.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got to go with
No
Doctor
pandering to the
Who.
fan base. No.
I'm going with the Big Finish Masters. Those are really good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Always comes back to Doctor Who out there.
I loved you as the villain in the Expendables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That had to be a heck of a set, all those stars together like that.
Crazy.
It was boys' camp. Are you kidding? It was
Okay, so
total boys'
this,
camp.
my question is not whatsoever related to your careers or any of that. This is more of a personally kind of question. What's the one vacation or place that you want to go to desperately, but you can't drag your spouse to go to?
Probably.
We'll see murder yet.
Probably a fishing village in Nova Scotia. I knew my wife would not love unless I got her there the perfect time of year.
Well, anywhere hot. I don't like hot weather. Well, I'm vegan, so no fishing. But I love Nova Scotia.
Yeah, but the fishing, the weather.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I love Canada.
Love it.
Eric, Eliza, we've come to the first hour of our show. You're more than welcome to stay further. I think we have some people coming on, but I haven't seen them show up in the studio as of yet. You're more than welcome to stay in there. But is there any projects or things that are coming up that you want our audience to know about? And where
Did we talk about the project in Alberta? Because
sure, please.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Dave loved that idea.
Okay, good. And I think, everybody keep track of Keaton and his activities because he's got a bunch of great tours coming up. And let's tell them about the Natural Child Project.
Okay.
So as for projects, there's so many. I mean, it's just like hit IMDb and you'll see all the, the neat stuff and then the not so neat stuff for both of us, actually, because we both have been doing a lot lately, thank God. It's it's pretty great after that quiet time of COVID and strikes and all that. But we do have, there is a website that we really think is important because we do a ton of child advocacy and animal advocacy, and this is just called naturalchild.org. Naturalchild.org. It's a fantastic resource for anyone who's ever been a child or a parent. So that covers the entire population of Earth and all animals. And they have books and wonderful things that are great gifts. All of us have friends who are having kids. You don't know what to get them and where they registered. And it's the best gift resource also.
Even though it sounds like, what? It's anybody who gets the book will say, wow, that book. They will thank you forever.
Yeah. So naturalchild.org. So we always love to, especially this group of people who are really responsive, and I feel like we're kind of all, kind of a family. So we want to turn everybody onto that. That's for sure. Oh, thanks. You put it on there. That's great.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to stay for like 10 minutes for the thing that you're doing. Does that sound good?
You're more than welcome to stay as long as you want. You're more than welcome to stay. We're just waiting for our guests to come up over here. And for those of you who didn't catch it earlier in the show, we'll rerun it again. Our special guests in the after party are going to be Adina and Tony Dugdale, because if you haven't seen it, we'll rerun it right now. This is our new, let me take that banner. Oh, where's that? Okay, boom. This is our new intro, and we hope you like it because it was really awesome that they made it for us especially. This replaces our old intro, but you've heard the song, you heard the music, and this is going to be our theme from now on. As Paul likes to say, that TARDIS really gets around, Eric. That this was Florida SuperCon years ago out there. Now, we're just going to do our little plug things. Don't forget, we're going to be ending the audio version of it. So our friends on sci-fi.radio, on iHeartRadio, we're ending it. If you want to continue, please go over to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. That's how we get the algorithms going. I am pleased to say something here because we are... our Facebook.com, the Traveling TARDIS, which has reached over 66,000 Whovian followers, and I have been monitoring it. So now I can safely say this, and I want to thank the Robert for helping in this endeavor. We can safely say now 67,000 Whovian strong. So we just gained another 1,000 Whovians. We're trying to reach the goal of 70,000. Heck, we want all the Whovians as best we can out there. So, we lost your audio, guys.
Here's what we're going to do. Are the guests here yet for the after party?
They should be. I just saw one come in and then they just jumped out. So they may be just
so
trying
Eric's to just run lines for a couple of seconds and come back. We're all staying in the same room.
Can he say what project he's running lines for?
Oh yeah, but he can. Yes. Yeah.
I'd love to hear about everything about that, including who he's running lines with.
Okay. All right. I'll just tell you. This is very exciting. It's for BET, and it's called Black Girl Erupted. It's a really pro-women and funny and moving and very real. And it's directed by Vanessa Campbell Bell, who played the younger daughter in Coming to America. And we did a table read with everybody. We haven't started yet. She's so talented. The cast is fantastic. And Eric is playing Mr. Horowitz, the kind of goofy boss who he goes the nepotistic route in doing his promotions, and then they all kick his ass. That's really weird. But he talks a lot, so there's a lot of lines to run. So lovely Zola is here, and we've all been running lines with him, but she's been running lines with him. So she's about the age of the girl that he has all the fights with in the show, so it works. So that's that one. That's really, let me see what else is coming up that's any fun. A few that we can't talk about. So but I'll look through the list and stuff while we're doing this. But so is it okay if he goes off and runs lines for a little bit and then he comes back and joins us in a few minutes?
Of course. Yeah,
of course.
Okay, go on.
And just want to bring in, we have the lovely Simon Fisher Becker. He's down on the bottom of the screen, and Eliza went on mute. So okay, Simon,
in the same room.
Can you hear me? Okay, or did the Wi-Fi freeze up a bit there?
Oh no,
he froze.
Oh, it's kind of moving.
Yeah,
a little bit,
sort of,
a little bit. Okay, well, in our after party, for those of you, let's go ahead and make this official. We're going to the after party. Everybody, thank you who is listening to the audio. Thank you for getting our subscription up, 67,000. Our YouTube channel, of course, we're trying to get to 3,000 and more. And the more Whovians we get, the more merrier. Don't forget to 2 Doctor Who actors on the show today. Yep. Holy, yeah, we can get it. As long as we get...
Now back to 1.
Now back to 1.
Well,
you
actually,
had to say something, didn't you?
You had 3, and now 2, and now 1.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least let me go ahead and
wrap it up.
Well, let's go to the after party. Stand by, folks. For those of you listening, thank you for joining us. For those of you watching, stay on. We're going to continue with Eric and Eliza, and hopefully Simon will be able to get on board. Hang on a second. There we go.
Yay!
That worked. Oh, we got Adina.
Almost.
There
she is.
Oh.
Hey. We got Adina. What?
Okay, I think we're both trying to add Simon.
It's like we're trying to solve one of those puzzles. We keep shifting the
All right, I'm jumping out.
Okay. Hello, Adina.
Hey, Christian.
Hello, Simon. Simon, did we finally get a hold of you?
Hi, Christian.
Can you see me? There I am.
Yes, we can see you. It's good. This is the lovely Eliza Roberts. That's not Eric.
Oh, I'm adding myself. I'm like Hollywood Squares.
There we go.
Yes. Yeah. Now, have you got Tony?
No, Tony has
no Tony.
No Tony.
No Tony.
That would max out our Hollywood Squares. So, did you guys get a chance to see it?
I'm in the Paul N position,
you
so I'm
made it.
happy. So it's all good.
I'm going to change that right now.
Sorry, Tony.
You down here with me now.
At the Roberts' house. There we go.
Put an X in center square.
Have you clicked enter studio?
See, it just continues, Eliza. It's just to say the insanity that is live.
I think Tony's there.
Heard a bang. There's a Tony.
And we have Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Not at my best.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Did you
look at all those guitars?
Guitars where are you?
Hi.
Hi, Tony. I just moved rooms because Eric's rehearsing. If you guys need him, I'm gonna go get him. Okay, how's that? I'm here with you. If you need Eric, I'll go get him. Okay.
Whenever he wants to come back. So, did you three, Adina, Simon, Anthony? Did you guys see the us run the video yet?
Can I just say, it's really nice to have multiple voices outside my head for a change.
Are you sure now?
Do the ones that you are hearing have good ideas? That's the question.
Exactly.
Christian, introductions for everyone, please.
Yes,
For our
I
newest
would
guest.
like to introduce into our center row, as they say in Hollywood Squares, this is the lovely Adina Smart. Now, for those of you who saw the video earlier, Adina is actually the one who made the video. Simon is our favorite blue man, Dorian Moldovar from Doctor Who, but he's also the lovely husband to the gentleman all the way to your right, Anthony Wilson Dugdale, who made the audio for our video. So, did
That
you
video's
three get a chance?
fantastic, you guys.
Did you guys get to see the chance? I can run it one more time so you guys get
So
to see
good.
the
We
final
saw
product.
it. So good.
Hang on. That's better. I still have the YouTube feed going, and I'm thinking,
Did you hear
why
us
is
now?
everybody talking at me twice?
Oh, I hate when that happens.
All right, I'll run the commercial for the final time. Let's see how it goes.
I always dress for the occasion.
Had to do that. I had to do that. Here is the actual intro. Stand by. Oh, there. It made Eliza disappear.
Wow.
So there is the final product of our new intro. And for those of you who are not familiar, we're going to say goodbye to our old intro. It was from Molested, but I want to thank the Hanging With team who made our original intro, our first intro that you've seen, and also Gene Turnbow of Sci-Fi.radio. He made the music to our first video. I'm sure it will make a comeback occasionally out there. Welcome to my
I promise
world.
it will. I've got a project that you haven't seen yet. I promise the old team will come back.
Oh no!
So I remember really dig the new theme. Thank you, Edward, out there. So Eliza, this is what I told Tony when I first said let's make a new theme. I said because this year is going to be in October our 5th year in broadcast. As far as social media, we've been around for 10 years. That's why we got so many people, 67,000. Thank you so much. Today we hit it. Very helpful to the Roberts, but I think it's we've hit that, and we're continuing to hit more goals as we get to MegaCon next week. I wanted to go ahead and give the surprise, folks, because I just got the mention from him. The Kitchen Killers will be returning next Tuesday as our MegaCon team, and I believe Mark Muncy and our original team, Dave's going to be here. Our Canadian friend, he's going to be down at
Orlando.
All right.
And this, there goes Simon.
And this will be another present for you.
What's that?
Save room in your suitcase, Dave. I got another present.
You've got
for
a little offering thing come outside.
And and then I told Anthony, I said, Anthony, I wanted to feel like what was I told you? I said I wanted to feel like when people are walking in and they could hear the music, they were walking into like a WCW. And then next to a sim pop, and I was like. I like Tony. I didn't see Tony's face, but I'm sure it was like, what the hell is he talking about?
No, I'm old enough to remember that, and I remember watching it in the very early days of when we had satellite TV over here. So I knew what you were going at, and it's why I decided to sort of rock it up a bit, and it was originally just all synthesizers,
Yeah.
And I thought I'd strip some of that out, and we'll stick some real sounding drums in it, and a guitar. And I played what you don't realize, but I know this is there's a little tribute in there to a British guitar player called Wilko Johnson, who died not that long ago. And Wilko was a very strange but wonderful man.
Yes.
And he had a very peculiar way of playing guitar, which was instead of using a pick or just like fingers, he would curl his fingers around with the camera like this, and then play across the strings with his bent fingers. And if you try it, it's quite painful. But that's how Wilco played. And it was really aggressive and sharp, and that's what I did. That's how I played that guitar part, because I actually I couldn't find a guitar pick. So I thought, let's do a Wilco, and it hurt, yeah.
Do you really get that much of a difference in the unique sound of hitting? I would imagine is it all 3 or 4 nails hitting?
All 4 nails hitting, but you can hit it with your knuckles if you're not careful.
Oh.
Especially when you're getting a bit more carried away with it, if you become more aggressive. And I would always recommend go and dig out a band from the 70s, a British band called Doctor Feelgood, and watch Wilco in action. You'll never forget it. You'll look at this guy and go, "What the hell is that?" Because everybody does. It's so strange to see, but it's really driving. It's like punk meets rhythm and blues. Gorgeous mix.
We're getting a tour.
I'm going to have you say goodbye to them now, okay?
Yeah.
Let me just, because I know that we have to get on with it. So, you guys,
you're running long.
We're gonna sign off if that's okay.
No, go for it. Thank you so much.
Eliza. Eliza, I just have a quick question. Eliza, will you be available?
So fun. We have to do it every year.
Eliza, just have a quick question. Will you be available after the show, like within an hour?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'll text you and let you know. Thank you so much. You and Eric.
Thank you.
So
thank
much.
you.
So great meeting you two newcomers there.
Nice tour of the house.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Get on Zillow.
Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Why? Thank you so much there. Okay, here we are.
Okay. Adina, you're in the middle.
Yes. Hi.
And Adina, I think Adina, what did I request? I just said I just want people to. I kind of threw out these really bizarre things for both Tony and Adina. And Adina, I think it was just have at the Traveling TARDIS pictures, pick a few and just completely go nuts. And this is what we came up with. And she and Adina was really just that was cool. When she brought up the first draft, I mentioned the few tweaks, and then within I think not even a week, in a couple of days, you kicked out the next one. I was like, "Yep, this is the one we're using. Let's go."
Can anybody guess what my favorite picture is in that opening video?
I wonder who
probably actually does know.
If I say Birmingham rep, does that?
I have a feeling it is.
It was indeed Simon and Tony in there. Because that was when I was hanging out with them. I took that picture, and that was such a fun day, you guys.
I'm surprised you didn't use the ones you took on Black Sabbath Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
There is a bridge in Birmingham which has got a bench on it, and the back of the bench is the images of the 4 guys from Black Sabbath.
Nice.
So it's Black Sabbath Bridge.
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh, right. There is one.
I changed the background. I changed the background because it seemed like it was really getting
really busy.
Weird really busy.
Yeah.
At least this kind of frames us in a little bit.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, my microphone's falling over.
I think we should. We
I
could play the
love
match.
watching those pictures because you can tell how old the TARDIS is because it was blue in some of the early pictures.
Oh,
yes.
Adina was like, why is this blue in some pictures and gray in some pictures? And I had to tell her the story that I told everybody. It's just and just in case for people who are not aware of the Traveling TARDIS, I don't have it. It's getting packed up and ready for MegaCon. The Traveling TARDIS was blue. I bought it on Amazon sometime in May. I think May 19th, about 11 years ago almost. I bought a Traveling TARDIS. I literally typed on Amazon die-cast TARDIS. Bought it, and it's an official one. And in its second and third year, the paint started to peel. And every time Chrissy would pick it up, my wife Chrissy, she would paint it, the paint kept coming off. It didn't have any primer on it. So the paint wouldn't hold. So I meant, and almost every day it would chip a new piece of paint, to the point where if you look at the second and third year pictures, it looks awful. It looks like it's a rundown TARDIS. It looks like the War Doctor's TARDIS, really beat up. So Chrissy goes in, grabs the TARDIS, she goes, I'm going to put primer on this, we'll repaint it, and she scrapes the whole thing off. So it lost its blue coating, and then I took it to, I believe it was like downtown Disney. And I said, I'll get some pictures down there. And surely enough, I didn't realize something about the TARDIS as far as the images and the pictures. When you took a picture when it was all blue, it became a silhouette. So all you could make out was the outline of the TARDIS, but nothing else. You couldn't make out the picture of the TARDIS itself. Now it's absorbing the light and becoming a character on its own. I have pictures on if you look at the Halloween pictures and stuff, that's the best example of the traveling TARDIS, because now it's absorbing the life and becoming a character in whatever it's doing. And I said, we're not going to paint it. This is going to be it. So when people complain and go, well, why is it silver? I tell them that story. So Adina,
when I was in London, when I was at MCM London, people recognized the TARDIS before.
Yeah.
Like I had my back turned. I'm sitting there trying to set up to do a live cast, and I've got him sitting there, and so wait, is that the traveling TARDIS? Like they recognized.
Yep.
It was great. And this is
there you go.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath Bridge.
There he is.
And the names on the front of the bench.
Nice.
And of course, this guy wouldn't move. He just kind of like, he clearly taking pictures here, and the guy just kind of came in, looked at me, and sat down anyway.
So it's what Ozzy would have done.
Yeah, this is true.
True that.
Have you ever figured out how many miles it's actually traveled?
Ooh, I have no clue.
Over the years.
You remember the whole premise when if you look at the pictures year 1 to now, the traveling TARDIS was kind of I don't want to say a parody, but it was just kind of a goofy idea. I said, I'm going to take this TARDIS where the Doctor doesn't go. So I would take it to like Home Depot or Publix, and put it on the shelf and I was like, that was what was funny. The idea was, I had this crazy idea that other people would buy a TARDIS or get a TARDIS of their own, and we would somehow like have a connection. Like somebody from China would get a TARDIS, take a picture of it on the Great Wall of China. Somebody in France would take it in the the Leaning Tower of Pisa or on the Eiffel Tower or something of that nature. I thought that's where it was going. There you go.
I've never thought about sending it into space.
Good.
I may have a couple. No, I'm not either.
Just sneak in. You're right there. Just sneak in. Duct tape it to the bottom.
We
of
have
the
interviewed
shuttle.
a couple astronauts.
No. It's much easier and cheaper than that.
Tony?
There's a company over here. I don't know if you're familiar with a show called Taskmaster. British show called Taskmaster. The prize at the end of the series is a golden head of the main presenter, and one of the contestants got it attached to a helium balloon. The company that actually does this, and they've got cameras on it, and you can actually find it. I think it's on YouTube, and they sent it right up to space, and then the balloon pops and it comes back down on a parachute.
That would be really cool.
That would be interesting.
There's our next show in 10 years.
No,
all of us think this is amazing. Christian's going, oh.
No.
Which is hilarious because Christian, would it be accurate to say that the traveling TARDIS has been away further than you have?
Yeah.
Traveled further?
Yes. It's been to London. It's going for its third tour after MegaCon to the UK. It's gone
to San Diego.
Let me say this, Tony. I did look into it, I for some slightly serious reasons, and $30,000 to send it to the ISS.
Oh right, yeah, that's a bit.
Oh right, okay.
That's
on a big balloon.
No, that's just.
And Yeah, it was like 30,000 to send it to the ISS, and I said no, I can't do that because I know somebody's not going to be paying attention. Leave a door open, that TARDIS is going to fly out in the middle of space.
As long as they take video footage of it flying through
right
space.
now, half our Facebook
If that happens,
$1.
you're going outside to get it. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to get
half
it
our
back.
Facebook
I
subscribers.
reckon you can crowdfund that. No problem.
We need an emergency EVA.
Houston, we have a problem.
But Mark made a point. Half the people on Facebook could send $1, or they could all chip in 50 cents, and you got the money.
There you go, and it's done. There you go.
That would be great.
That's crowdfunding.
Let's start by supporting this show first, and then I'll make enough money.
Hey, look, I only dream up these ideas. It's up to you, Martians, to make them work.
No. Trust me.
He's the idea man.
Tony, we're on the Space Coast. That was my first thought. Could I get this thing into space, and how you did? Because there was a picture of somebody who put it, I guess, on a drone, and they got it all the way up into the atmosphere, and then they brought it back down. It was like something, but it's just like, would it be cool to get it on like I believe now, if I'm not mistaken, Melanie, they have something. I don't know if it's Tampa or here or in the Space Coast, but now they have something where they launch you up in the space. You get to feel 0G for about like a minute or two or something like that.
Well, they've been doing that with at least the
But
parabola.
I thought they just opened something here in Florida. I didn't know if they.
Oh, what the heck? The airplanes that they just do a parabolic curve, and that they.
Yeah.
That's how they shot Apollo 13. They just went,
All you got to do is persuade one of the people who actually go up there to become a fan of the show.
Yeah.
And
Can you take this with you?
Yeah. Can you just pop this in your luggage?
Put it inside.
Just stick it in your backpack.
Hey, NASA, I got a payload for you.
Well, didn't Elon Musk send a Tesla into space?
Yeah, we got to talk to Elon. He'll do it for us.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You could hide it in the boot.
He's a Whovian.
it ain't coming back though. That thing's gonna slowly be irradiated to crisp.
Yeah.
I don't know. So the
It would travel no more.
Call Elon.
Where does it end? Next thing you know, you're taking it to the moon. Next thing you know, you're taking it to Mars. What the heck?
Hey, astronaut Abby can take it to Mars when she finally makes that.
Andrew Morris says, why not do a crowdfund for a full-size TARDIS prop to take to conventions? Right. To answer that question, I believe Christian over here is kind of making his way on getting a new computer. So I don't think that crowdfunding a TARDIS itself is going to work. Although there are two
that's a
galaxies
pain in the
that
butt.
show up with us.
But then you pain in the butt to haul the conventions.
Plus, then you need the crowdfund for the trailer or the vehicle to carry said TARDIS to the convention.
I have enough trouble. The TV studio that they bring their little corner setup. It's kind of like what Hanging With used to do.
Yes.
And that thing, they spend all night putting that together, and I'm just sitting there going, no.
No. It's like if it takes me more than an hour to put the booth together, forget it. It's not coming. It's not gonna
Well, yeah,
happen.
there was the TARDIS that oh Lord, what's her name? That she comes on the show that they had the TARDIS for the longest time, and they would bring it for the Time Lord Fest convention.
Lon and Ron.
Oh, Lon and
what's her name?
She's
Ronnie?
been on our show.
Her name's Lon.
Yeah, her name's Lon. His is I don't know. He does the great Peter Davison.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, because they would do I think not the trailer, but sometimes they would do a trailer, but sometimes they would do a pickup truck if it was big enough, if the bed was big enough.
They called it. They had a name for it too. They had a name for their TARDIS, and I can't remember the name of it.
Well, the TARDIS. The good news is one of the reasons why we're joining forces with Daleks of Florida is because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they are in the process, if not making their own TARDIS.
Nice.
So if we join forces together going around to these conventions, we won't have to worry about that because they have enough team members to bring the TARDIS, and we are happy. Next week, again, this coming Tuesday, we are going to be having our MegaCon special. Billy and hopefully the Commodore will be there to play some tunes, just to give you a little sweet taste of what MegaCon's all about. But thank you and all of our friends who are going to be at that convention. That's going to be taking place at the end of this month.
How many panels do you guys have?
Four. One each day.
I have 3 and a 4th with Phantasmagoria too. So this is going to be a fun con.
Yep.
So.
Interesting. Interesting. You should ask that Because
I have one.
But yeah, there we are. Those are our panels right there.
My panel is at 4:00 on Thursday, so I will be running from one panel because it's 45 minutes. I'll be running from one panel off to the other one, which will be showing how to kids to draw. It's in the family zone, so kids can draw.
Are you going to be using the theme tune at the event? And do you want a slightly longer version?
Yes.
Ooh.
Would that make life more easy? I mean, if you're doing like you're coming onto a stage or something.
All the above. I don't know if we're going to be on the stage, but we're going to have a booth and we're going to be running music.
I'll hold my hands
by
up
all
here.
means.
I'm going to basically cheat because the instrumental bit in the middle I will simply double in length.
That's right.
So you get the same beginning and end.
Very good.
You through, so you've just got a bit longer time if you're strolling on and waving at fans and
Giving the secret away. Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
We have applause for applause because we get so much applause when we start around.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's things like that, when the pyros go off, you've got to give the smoke time to clear.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
That's
time to take his sunglasses off after the laser show ends.
You gotta all the lights. I gotta change the gobos out of. Make sure they get the right ones set.
No, we're starting every panel just like this.
I always dress for the occasion.
Yeah.
I love that shoes.
So,
That's how we started.
I call that Tuesday.
So, Dina, how long did it take for you to knock that out? How long did it take overall?
I guess once I finally got going, probably about 4 days. But this is like the third iteration because the first version was just pictures and they were flying around and moving. And then the second version, I tried something different. It wasn't until the third version that I tried the morphing in the center.
Works good.
Yeah, where you were able to rack the TARDIS to TARDIS. That was nice.
Yeah. I tried to get pictures where somebody's holding it over here, somebody's holding it over here, so we're morphing side to side because if they're right next to each other, there's actually very little movement. Because I'm not morphing off of a person's face; it was just the TARDIS itself.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be at the Star Wars Spectacular, right?
Star Wars Celebration in London.
You're going to be there too?
Yes.
That's awesome.
What I'm hearing is there's going to be a new version of the theme when your picture is in there with the
yeah,
because Melanie will have it there.
So do you have a booth there? I will have to say hello.
At Star Wars Celebration, no. I am attending, I'm cosplaying, and I'm just going to be running around. I'm just attending. But I'll be there for the week.
Stop by the Rebel Legion booth.
Okay.
My husband and I and a whole bunch of other lovely rebels will be there.
Okay.
Manning it. So
yeah, my cosplay is I have 2 Star Wars naturally cosplays. One is an Arcana 5 prison suit, so I can run around with that on.
You're doing the run? Okay.
I'm doing the run, and I'm making stickers that say Narkina, the Narkina run. And doing Sid from.
Oh, okay.
So I'm making a Trandoshan cosplay. So that's
nice.
To quote a well-known film, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
But no, I will.
Celebration?
Thank you.
When is celebration?
April. This is next week, the weekend after.
Wow. Yeah.
It's Easter weekend, which in the UK is it's our 4-day holiday. So we don't have a Thanksgiving 4-day holiday. Ours is Easter.
Yep.
So it's the biggest holiday of the year.
I was going to say, Christian, if you get it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, and instead of the thing I'm not used to is that it's not Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yes.
It's weird for me. So you said Sunday being the last day of a convention and not Monday.
And it moves around, doesn't it? It's never the same every year. So
I'll just say this: if you can find Melanie, for those of you who are going to be at the Star Wars celebration, she might have a passenger with her. And Adina, you better find her because
I'll find Adina. It'll be easier.
Just then,
you're at Rebel Legion
for the hair.
Athena. I'm holding the TARDIS. Athena. I mean, it's duct tape, but still, I'll have that too.
There you go. There you go. Well,
I just
if
found
you can get the TARDIS back
so
before the end of April, if you can get the TARDIS back before the end of April, we have the Florida Bigfoot Conference. And Matt Moneymaker and David Pilates from Missing 411 going to be there if you want their pictures with the TARDIS. So
okay.
If you want because I'll be back April 12th, I think.
Okay.
So if you want Christian, I'll just tag it and hand it to him.
Yep.
I'll get
it with some Bigfoot hunters. So there you go.
Go from place to place to place.
Exactly.
So now, so it's going to be at MegaCon. Not this weekend, the following weekend. It's going to be with Melanie. We're at the Star Wars celebration, and with Mr. Mark Muncie with the Skunk Cape.
Yep. Florida Skunk Cape Conference. Yep, you gotta love it.
Better not smell like skunk.
And I'm afraid I have to go, gang, because I have to be off. But thank you all. It's good seeing you all, and I love the new intro, gang. Great job.
Take care.
Bye, Mark.
See
you next week.
Yep.
We'll party next week.
Over here in the UK, not only have we got our 4-day weekend Easter, but this year in May we have 3 3-day weekends because we have public holiday for May Day, which is like your Labor Day.
Okay.
And that's traditionally around the 1st of May. And of course, this year we got Coronation, which is on the 6th of May. So on the Monday, we got another public holiday. And then we have what's called Whit Sunday. So on the Monday, there's another public holiday. But there we go. Then we have to wait till August, last weekend of August. And then there's no more public holidays until Christmas.
You guys have to go. That's a lot of. See, for me, for over here, it's like we have one a month. That's it's Halloween's a huge deal here.
Yeah.
So once Halloween hits, it's just Thanksgiving and then Christmas. But even then, Thanksgiving gets smushed by Christmas.
Yeah, there is talk over here of having another bank holiday in around October. But of course, to the right wing over here, that's communism. So it probably won't happen until there's a change of government.
We should have one on October. Simon, we should have one on October the 8th.
We should have one on October the 8th. And do you know the importance of October the 8th, guys?
I'm assuming an anniversary, but I could be wrong.
Yes,
one of many.
The anniversary. Yeah, one of many. But it's our January. It's when we had our first date. Because of course,
Shush up, Dave.
That was 31 years ago. 32 this October.
But the tradition is that we forget it.
Yeah, we always forget.
We're terrible. What was the last one? Well, because there was the civil partnership one, and then there's the actual upgrade to being married. And weren't we like? Was it the day after we remembered, or was it the same day but about 6 in the evening?
It was 6 in the.
We did remember it on the day, but not until about 6 o'clock at night.
Yes, our wedding.
That seems like a perfectly reasonable time to have a big ass party.
Oh look, Monday, October the 9th.
The real Thanksgiving.
It's not a Monday for you people.
Yeah. So we have this thing here when you have Thanksgiving, and we call it Thursday.
Yes, we have Thursday.
Yeah.
Why would you have it on Monday?
Because long weekend. And
we have a long weekend. We have a 4-day weekend.
A longer weekend than 4-day weekend.
I've never been any good at Thursdays.
Well, no, I can't. Well, no, we can't. I can't speak for myself anymore because it's that Friday has now become estranged for some business.
We have all the turkey, half the genocide. So what's up?
I like that.
I'm gonna get lands. gonna end up with like a Mr. Bean turkey on my head. They're just gonna.
Mike.
I don't think Canada had no genocides. Had a record of zero there, brother.
I didn't say zero. I said half.
Probably got a way to go to catch up with us over here.
Hey, you just go to the Olympics and you can point out which countries you had.
Yeah,
like, Tony, that was ours, and that was ours, and that was... we were yours.
Tony, if you can do me a favor, can you in the private link put in your link to your music where they can purchase your music?
Where, who, where, how, when, what?
To the right of the screen, you should see a thing that says private chat, comments, and recording.
Hang on a minute.
So if you click on private chat,
and I know
click on private chat.
Dave had something he wanted to pitch.
I want to pitch.
Yeah, go for
it. Yeah, so I do want to show this up just to show the kind of you get memes made of you. This is what I get sent to me during the show. I get people Snapchat filtering the video.
Tom, can you screenshot that?
Yeah, we're just gonna wait.
Well, I'm thankful.
Is there one where you can change the person's gender?
I don't know. That's just straight up a filter. That one.
Yeah,
but no, what I want
on phones that swaps your gender to female, and it can be really quite funny.
Yeah, I've seen that one, that filter also. But yeah, well, Dave, you look adorable for a glasses dog, kitten, bunny, rabbit thing.
Yeah. I will probably look less adorable tomorrow.
And
when I'm.
What is this?
So I am going to be interviewing Zach Law from Bushwick Legend Gaming. They've got a game coming out called The Great Rat Wars, hitting Kickstarter here later this month or beginning of next month. And it's based on the real life story of his time in New York City. The game you are fighting giant mutated rats in New York City. So this seems like a completely legitimate thing for New York. But I will be running that tomorrow at 4:30 my time. So a half hour after the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS normally starts wherever you are watching this. Over on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheRatHole, DOTCA. Also over on my Twitch, which you can't see because there's a scroll at the bottom. So if you're watching on Twitch, it's the same as the YouTube because neither YouTube nor Twitch likes having periods in there. So we're going to it's The RatHole, DOTCA. Join me and hear all sorts of fun. I'm also going to have a special appearance by my painting host. The paint slinger James is going to be joining us, painting some of the miniatures while I talk to Zach. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Please join me, and we'll see if I end up getting Snapchat filtered again during that show or something. Yeah, but I should probably take off as well. So I just want to say thank you for letting me do that before I go. And you guys have fun, and hopefully I'll see a bunch of people tomorrow. And yes, there is Anthony's website right there. So
and this is my new remastered version. Towards the end of last year, I did a remaster on it, so it's I think it sounds a little bit better than it did.
Nice. I will have to check that out. All right. Thanks all. Don't hit the end broadcast button.
Don't hit end broadcast.
Bye all.
Just leave.
Just leave.
Here we go.
I tried. So
Here we go.
I got to run myself, y'all. Everybody take care now. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
It was a fun ride.
Take care, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Everybody else, the IMD page for
we want to especially thank Eliza and Eric Roberts for coming on today. That was wonderful, and I'm glad everybody who was able to come on.
It was excellent once you got going.
Yeah. Thanks, Simon. Thank you.
Yeah, once we got going, and then somebody needs buttons to push.
I know.
Okay, so, in my defense, and everybody's having this hard time. In my defense, StreamYard, when you try to hit that button, it doesn't activate, or it will activate a split second and then stop.
Yeah.
And then you have to sit there and coax the button, for a better term, to just, you have to sit there and just you can't tap. You just got to hit it once. and then let it rest and then hit it again. So that's why commercials are like weirded out. It's not only me, but I think also
there was no criticism at all. It was my attempt to what would you
Simon.
Oh, I think it was hilarious. Stop you.
I take criticism. I'm here. That's what I'm here for. So take criticism. It's cool. So,
but I know because when I went to sign in here today, it took 3 or 4 goes, and then once I got in, it then cut me out. So I had to go. So that's why my screen went dark a couple of times, because it just cut me out, and I had to start all over again. But it's okay now.
Yeah, because I was kind of watching you pop in, and then it went. Yeah, you were there, but the screen wasn't there. So yeah.
Your picture quality's improved as well, quite considerably.
Yeah. Maybe it was just the sheer number of us.
Could be.
Adina, if you can put your link to whatever you want to post over here, so we can make sure it's in the chat, and just put in the private chat. We'll make sure of it. So definitely, here is Simon Bishop.
And now you can't spell the poor man's name or say the pit name.
It's been a long day.
Now it's my turn, Christian.
My day. Simon Fisher Becker's IMDb. Check him out there. Also in the chat, check out Tony's bandcamp.com. Anthony Wilson, Dugdale, bandcamp.com. You want to check those out there. And Adina will put Adina's link out there. Thank you, Tony.
Make sure the dot is in place.
Yes, thank you, Tony, and thank you, Adina, so much for putting this together. And
thank you.
What I'm going to say is this: Adina might have some surprises coming up with more intros, but I will not say any further. But
Mum's the word.
Mum's the word. As we get some more intros or something, who knows? But we will see. But I want to thank everybody who put that together for you, and Simon, thank you always for coming on, my friend.
Yes.
So I guess we'll wrap it up over here. Unless anybody has anything else to say. MegaCon next weekend. It is, I'm trying to remember. I think it's April 30th through
this coming weekend, the weekend after. So
Right, the
March
weekend
30th through April 2nd.
March 30th through April 2nd. Get your tickets right now. We will be joining forces with the Daleks of Florida at the same booth, and we'll be there together as one united Whovian front. We will love to see you there. Check out and get your picture with the Traveling TARDIS, see our panels. We will be doing a special episode this coming Tuesday of a preview episode of what you'll be seeing when you get out there, including the Kitchen Killers with Billy and the Commodore. So we can't wait to see you guys then. And then Miss Melanie Dean with Adina will be out at the Star Wars celebration, and if you get lucky, you can find Melanie. She's going to have the Traveling TARDIS with her, taking lots of pictures of everybody out there. And Adina, check her out with the 501st, right?
Rebel Legion.
Rebel Legion, yes.
The good guys.
They're all different. There's all different ones, Christian. Someday you're going to just let me be able to talk Star Wars on this program. I know you're thinking this one. You're thinking
you get the spin-off.
No, there's a lot, because there's the good guys, and then there's that's
like I said. There's
I must move on now, chaps. I must move on.
Yeah.
So I'll speak to you again all very soon. Bye.
It's nearly midnight, and I'm going to turn back.
Yes, it is.
So it's only proper, as I say this as we end the show, and that's the only way we could end the show. This is how we do it now, Tony. Thank you, everybody. Please stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and always become part of the legend. Tony, take us out.